Welcome back to another round of Playing the Wizards with myself, Gandalf versus Alatar. Okay, we're in the untap phase over here on Gandalf's side, and Gandalf is in Rivendell. Now we have a lot of reasons to travel to meet Gandalf, and one of them is to get some fellowships on our team. The other is to have Gandalf tap to test for these rings. I'm thinking that I might discard ring lore if we need to, because um, because Gandalf can tap to test the rings anytime, and this would be quite a detour, and so maybe we don't do that. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe we travel back to Rivendell with this team this turn, and we just have Gandalf stay here in Rivendell. He can tap to bring another card in. You know, I'm noticing that my opponent is staying in the same area as we are, and of course we want to get Goldberry on side as our ally, but I'm suspecting that they might be bringing Gollum in. That's another ally in this area. That's a good one to go for. So I might tap Gandalf and bring Gollum into our play deck instead of bringing 5 cards into the discard, and maybe we can beat them to Gollum. Yeah, so that's a possibility. But let's get started. All right, we're in the organization phase. I think we're going to stay in this configuration. Gandalf is going to tap, and yes, I think I will bring Gollum into the play deck and shuffle. And our play deck is we're getting through the play deck, to be sure, about halfway through. Maybe a little less than halfway. And so, yeah, I think we'll just travel back to Rivendell and get those fellowships on side. That'll be great. We'll have a nice big company, very powerful, and we can go around doing things, and oh boy. And we can go around doing things and have Gandalf tapping to test rings when need be. Okay, when we get them. Okay, so we're going to Gandalf is going to stay in Rivendell during his movement hazard phase. This company is going to move to Rivendell during their movement hazard phase. They're going from the Eredorian coast to Rhudaur, where Rivendell is, and so they're going to be moving through the coast, Cardolan, Rhudaur. So that's coastal, wilderness, coastal double wilderness, from a ruin and lair to a haven. Okay, and our opponent draws 2, we draw 1. So let's get started. Halfling strength. Other side. Okay, and we can draw 2. Thief. And foul fumes. Okay, so foul fumes says that each company traveling with a that has a Shadowland or Dark Domain in their site must return unless they have a ranger. All right, additionally, if Doors of Night is in play, non-haven sites with Shadowlands and Dark Domains in their site path are tapped. Okay, well, that doesn't help us at the moment, but it might in the future. We could play a giant on them for sure, and I think that might be the only thing we can play on them. Yeah, so do we want to play the giant? 1 strike of 13. Yeah, they're traveling to a ruin and lair, so that's just 1 strike of 13. Glorfindel will likely not mind tapping, so he'll have 8 to beat a 13. Ooh, If only I had more to do against them, I'd be more inclined to do that. But, yeah. I think I will... I think I'm going to discard Foul Fumes and Sell Swords between Charters and just not play anything against them. So they've arrived. All right, back over here. Yes, I'm going to discard Ring Lore. I'll just tap with Gandalf until we get one of these rings, then we'll go from there. Okay, and so we've arrived. We'll discard Isles of the Dead That Live, and now we're in Rivendell. And now it's Gandalf's movement hazard phase. And my opponent can't draw, I can't draw, but they can play something if they choose to, but they don't have anything that really makes sense to play. So, okay, so we're done with the movement hazard phase, and now we're in the site phase. There's not much to be done in the sight phase, so we are going to go right into the end of turn phase. We can discard one if we choose. I don't think we will. We're going to play these two fellowships next turn, and then we'll free up some space in our hand in that way, and we'll tap, and Gandalf can tap to test a ring if we arrive at our destination safely. All right, so that's the end of our turn. Real quick one, but yeah, there we go. Okay, and other side. So we're still in the end of turn phase for this side, and we could discard one and draw. Oh man, we have just been stuck in the Barrow Downs for 3 turns, and it's really a bummer. But I think the Elfstone still has some value. We've got so many elves. Do we have any more elves in our sideboard? Maybe not, right? I can't remember. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, okay. The Elfstone, giving the Elfstone to Galdor would be great. He could control Gildor, Elrahir, yeah, he could control any 4-mind elf. Okay, so we're just gonna all right. So we're not going to discard anything. We've got other things to do this turn. We'll go from there. Okay, so everyone untaps, and we have a +1 strike, +1 prowess modifier on this attack, which we have to face twice. But if we can beat it, then we will be doing well. So, yes, let's face it, and maybe we can force the discard of Moon is Dead. Okay, so we are going to stay put in the Barrow Downs, and so our opponent doesn't draw, but they can play hazards if they choose. Okay, so we're through the movement hazard phase. My opponent did not play anything during that phase, and so now we're in the sight phase, and we need to face 2 strikes of 9 twice. Unless we beat the first one outright, and then the Moon is Dead will be discarded, and we can be done with that. So let's try and make that happen. However, if Elrond taps, no one's going to be left untapped to take the if he doesn't tap, they're going to probably, well, I could have Elrond tap to play the Elfstone, and I could have I could have Elrahir remain untapped. Okay. So my opponent is playing Icy Touch to break into prowess of 10. 2 strikes with a prowess of 10 on this first automatic attack, and I think I'll tap Gildor to face one of the strikes, and let my opponent choose who the other strike is going to go against. They choose Elrond, and Elrond wants to remain untapped, so I'm going to play Vilya. And so he has to first make a corruption check, modified by -3. All right, he rolls a 7 on that. Okay, so he has 8 prowess against the strike, even though he's remaining untapped. 8 prowess to beat a 10. And then Elrahir has 8 prowess. No, Elrahir has 5 prowess. No, Elrahir's not being attacked. Okay. Gildor has 5 prowess to beat a 10. Okay, let's do it. So Elrond, 8 to beat a 10. And he rolls a 3. Woof. Okay. Just beat it. But and then Gildor, let's hope he rolls a little bit better. 5 to beat a 10. And he rolls a 9. Okay, so Icy Touch is not applied, and the Moon is Dead is discarded, which means we don't need to face the other automatic attack. And so that means that yes, Elrond can tap to play the Sword of Gondolin, and Elra here can tap in addition to play the Elfstone. All right. And now we're going to need to move these items around a little bit. I don't really need the Sword of Gondolin on Elrond, but we did it. And the Barrow Downs taps, and so we did what we intended to do here. We got those 2 items. Oof, that took a while. But we're done in the Barrow Downs, and so we're at the end of turn phase, so we can discard 1 and draw up. I think we'll keep it like this for now. I could discard 1. I would like to get, you know, I might, I might discard Thief. I just need Alatar. I feel like I need Alatar. Lawless Men. Lawless Men. Lawless Men. What in the heck? 5, 6, 7, and Ambusher. Okay, wow. All right, so we're ready to get them next turn. Okay, other side, and we're at the end of turn phase, and we can discard 1 and draw up. I don't think we will, though. We will just draw. Right, 8. Oh, right, because we played Icy Touch. Okay. So we'll just draw 1 to bring our hand back up to 8, and there we go. That's the end of the round.